it said that.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, that is amazing.
All these pictures are done by the crew here, and through my underwriters, I get some funding, and it pays for this.
Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County.
The Chautauqua Center.
Are you looking for affordable medical, dental, or counseling services? The Chautauqua Center is always accepting new patients at their Jamestown and Dunkirk locations. They offer discounted prescriptions and accept all insurances. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. And a great sunrise it was this morning. Hasn't this weather been awesome? I mean, we were complaining about the snow back in May on Mother's Day, remember? And here we are. We've had a wonderful stretch of warm weather. We could use a little rain, but I'm not going to complain. I put the sprinkler on the garden, and that's been taking care of the tomatoes and stuff. But gosh, I just love this weather. You get up in the morning, and there's a nice dew on the grass, and it's kind of cool, but it's nice. Dog loves it. He's running around like a crazy man. And then you have a nice warm day, enjoy the summer weather, and try to get out a little bit. I know we're still kind of under restrictions and watching what we do, but we still get out and take a nice walk, enjoy the waterfront and so forth. And then at evening time, it's cooling off, and I don't know about you, but at my house, sleeping is like unbelievable. Open up all the windows, a nice cool air coming in, and just snuggle in, and it's great time of year. I love this time of year. Well, I hope you're having a great weekend already. I see that there's some folks riding around Chautauqua County right now that I want to point out to you. It's called the Grand Fondo, I think that's what it's called. And I don't know, I saw probably at least 75 riders. Yep, I got it, yep. 75 riders immediately just coming by the studio this morning. And they're in packs, like about 10 and 20 at a time. So please, if you're out there driving near Chautauqua Lake or just the general area of Mayville here, watch out for those riders. Give them a little bit of courtesy and some room. They're helping out here. Okay, I want to say good morning to the world. We're streaming live as always, and if you want to check us out on Facebook, we're there. If you want to check us out on YouTube, all our shows are there. And if you want to listen to our soundtrack on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, good afternoon to all of my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people. Thanks for joining us. We've got a very interesting show today. We're going to go back hundreds of years in history and talk about a really, really cool thing called Tai Chi, something I've actually done and I enjoy quite a bit. So if you're listening or watching, stay with us. If you can't stay for the whole show, go to YouTube, and within a week or so, you can look us up. You just go to YouTube, do a little search, Chautauqua Sunrise, and put in Tai Chi, or you put in whatever the date, and up comes the show, and you can watch it, and we will be happy to share that with you. Okay, one of the things that I asked the crew to do last time we did the Ride for Roswell, which is a couple weeks ago now, was we've been doing this for a little bit of time, and I thought, well, cheapers, how much have we raised, the three of us? That's Jeff Zook, Randy, Bert, and myself. And how many miles have we put on the road for Roswell? So have a listen. Okay, Jeff tells me that he's ridden the Ride for Roswell 7 times, raised about $2,200, and he's been traveling on his bike, let's see if I got this right, 248 miles. That's pretty good. I got it up on my earpiece. I've got in about 4 rides. Yep, 4 rides, and I think I've got 140 miles in, and I've raised about $1,700. Randy, who is our team captain for the Chautauqua Sunrisers, he tells me he's raised about $4,000. He's got 8 rides in, and he's ridden about 388 miles. So grand totals, just for fun, the 3 of us have ridden almost 700 miles together, or the combination of us, and raised nearly $8,000. 3 people, not bad. Chautauqua Sunrisers. So hopefully we're going to do this more in the future, and thank you for those who have been supporting us, or at least rooting us on. And if you haven't had a chance, you can go to our Facebook page, Chautauqua Sunrise. Chris Burt put a really fun, about a 5-10 minute video on our escapades, our last ride that went from Ripley to the Pennsylvania border up to Portland, New York, not Maine, and back again. And it was such a hot day. But anyways, there's little clips there of the various turns we were making, and it's kind of a fun little thing. Okay, so let's see, where do we go from here? I have a few announcements to share with you, and then we'll get our guest on here soon. So I got to exercise my lips and my tongue, because Infinity has given me another tongue twister for today. All right, let's pop up that slide, Jeff. Infinity announces the Phoenix Fest fundraising event. So let's say that really fast. Infinity Phoenix Fest fundraiser. Okay, it's their virtual inaugural fest. It's a virtual music and arts event to showcase local musicians, local artists, Infinity students, and a whole lot more. This grassroots fundraising initiative comes on the heels of the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused the cancellation of all of Infinity's 2020 fundraising events, including their annual campaign, art market and auction, spring student showcase, and of course the local music showcase, which I've been a participant for many years. Not going to happen this year, but Infinity Phoenix Fest will take place online starting today. Today's the 21st or 22nd. What is today? I don't even know. 22nd. Started yesterday, and it's going to go on to August 30th with the goal to involve as many community members as possible to help spread the word and spark excitement for Infinity's mission and ignite the power of grassroots local giving. Visit Infinity's website and social media pages for an event schedule and additional opportunities to help spread the word. Up-to-date information can be found online at Infinity Performing Arts, that's all one word, .org, or you can go to their Facebook page. Infinity Phoenix Fest will take place completely virtually, and events will be visible by the public through Infinity's Facebook page, as well as a variety of participating local musician and artist pages. Pretty cool. Local musicians and artists will host live performances, demonstrations, and creation of art. Infinity will showcase a series of pre-recorded videos and live student performances, and all events will utilize shared donate buttons to raise funds to support Infinity and their youth arts education programming. Whew. Infinity is also encouraging supportive community members to create peer-to-peer fundraising through their online giving platform, share posts and events to help spread the word, or even sponsor lesson rooms at the Infinity Center. Phoenix Fest will also feature an online auction and basket raffles featuring local goods. According to Shane Hawkins, the executive director, she says the following. Each year, our team at Infinity conducts more than a dozen fundraising efforts and events to raise $60,000 to $70,000 towards Infinity's annual operational cost. Whew, that's a lot of money. The COVID-19 pandemic caused the cancellation of nearly all Infinity fundraising initiatives this year. Phoenix Fest is a collection of our favorite parts of many of our canceled fundraisers. It is a community event. It incorporates our musician and artist community, and it provides a virtual performance venue and show for everyone in our community. We miss our students, we miss our performances and audiences, and we hope this event will celebrate community and set the stage for your Infinity's comeback after COVID and bring everyone who tunes in a week of engaging Phoenix Fest entertainment. All funds raised will support programming at the Infinity Center, which has continued to serve students with virtual private lessons, small virtual group classes, and even online performances during the shutdown. Infinity continues to offer enrollment for virtual learning opportunities as well as temporary and long-term scholarship options for families in need. Infinity's new program year starts on September 1, 2020. And if you have been a faithful follower of Chautauqua Sunrise, you know for the last few years, kids from Infinity have come over here just before Christmas and done a special holiday program for us. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, let's go on to another slide. This is late breaking. Jacob Kinberg, he's been named the Jamestown Tarp Skunks Director of Business and Sales Operations. Now you remember we had a show before and we were talking with the general manager who left. And so this is sort of some new changes. So let's have a read here and see what this is all about. Russell Dietrich Jr., chairman of the Jamestown Community Baseball LLC, today announced the signing of Jacob Kinberg as Director of Business and Sales Operations for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Kinberg, who will work alongside Director of Baseball Operations Jordan Basil, I'm not sure how to say that, brings valuable sports industry knowledge and experience to the Tarp Skunks, including 2 seasons as the senior account executive with the Erie Bayhawks, the NBA G League affiliate of the New Orleans Pelicans. It is with great anticipation that we prepare for the return of collegiate baseball to the Jamestown Historic Ballpark. Stated Mr. Dietrich, we couldn't be more excited about the energy and enthusiasm that Jacob brings to the position. I think we're going to have to get him on the show. Kinberg comes to the Tarp Skunks having recently returned from Madrid, Spain. Did I say Spain? Spain. See how this happens? Happens to anybody. Madrid. See, I do these things to get my guests relaxed because anybody can I sound like Porky Pig some days. He's come back from Madrid, Spain, where he was teaching English. Prior to 2 seasons with the Erie Bayhawks, Kinberg worked with the athletic department at the Robert Morris University as a game day operations assistant, as an operations intern with the Pittsburgh Three Rivers Marathon Incorporated, and as an intern with the Jamestown Jammers. He's well versed in sports business best practices at both the collegiate and professional levels. And he says the following: I'm honored and excited to be part of the Tarp Skunks organization and to return to the Jamestown community from Spain. I'm looking forward to developing strong ties with businesses and fans in our community. We will build an organization that had previous success and provides the most and best summer entertainment in the area. All right, he's a graduate of Jamestown Community College and Robert Morris University and so on. So, coming up June 2021, sad that we don't have baseball this year, but anyways, welcome Jacob back and welcome to the Tarp Skunks, and we will find a way to get you on the show. All right, we've got another slide here. The 32nd Annual Abilities Awareness Awards. All right. Who will you nominate? Do you know a person with a disability who's done something amazing in their life? Do you know an individual or organization that has done a great job in improving the lives of people with special needs? Then nominate them for the Ability Awareness Award. You got to go to the Resource Center's website, which is resourcecenter, all one word, .org, or you can give them a call, 661-1477. Hurry with nominations because they close August 24. We have another slide. Wow, we got a lot of slides today. Prevention Works Annual Chevettas Chicken Barbecue. Finally, it's coming this week. It's going to be at the Econo Lodge in Fredonia, New York on Bennett Road. It's going to be held from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's $12 for a dinner, which includes a half a chicken, mac salad, potato salad, and a roll. And it's drive-through only, okay? So again, they're barbecue chicken, August 27th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Econo Lodge in Fredonia. All right, and then we got a couple other quick announcements here. Active parenting classes. Join us for our upcoming active parenting classes, ages 5 through 12. 6 virtual 2-hour sessions via Zoom video communications. The dates for this program are September 2, 9, 16, 23, 30, and October 2. They go from 12 to 2 in the afternoon, and again, it's going to be on Zoom. If you're not familiar with Zoom, it's a program that you can, or an app that you can download on your phone, iPad, or computer. You can get a connection by calling, yeah, I just lost it. I'll get it. Hang on a second. Prevention Works. Jeez. And they will give you they'll send you an email with a little link, and you click on it, and magically you'll see people on your screen, and you can talk to them, and it's a lot of fun. So why would you sign up for this? You will learn the following things like open lines of communication. Remember, we're talking ages 5 through 12 here. Teach responsibility, courage, and other important traits. Encourage school success in 7 steps. Prevent future problems with drugs, alcohol, and sex. I was reading the other day that our opioid addiction is on the rise right now, and alcohol and so forth. We lost a couple of folks here in Jamestown. I believe they were in their 30s from addiction. So this is still out there, folks. This has not gone away. And because of this COVID, it's put a lot of stressors on folks, and I understand that's been a real issue. Use nonviolent discipline that really works. Diffuse power struggles with your children. Stimulate independence as your child grows older. And this is all brought to you by Prevention Works, their parenting classes. And if you're interested, give Kathleen Colby a call at 664-3608. Okay? And let's see, we've got 2 more quick ones. The Northwest Arena announces limited reopening August 31. It's a downtown for anchor. It's a downtown. Let me try this again. The Northwest Arena is the downtown anchor for sports and events throughout the year. Announces that it will reopen for limited activities on the main rink starting August 31. The reopening will follow recommendation of New York State and Centers for Disease Control. Groups and individuals may rent the rink for low contact activities such as hockey. Since when is hockey a low contact sport? Hockey clinics. Little joke there. Drills and private figure skating. Skate and shoot times will be offered shortly after reopening by reservation only, so no games. Keith Martin, the executive director at the Northwest Arena, anticipates that backyard curling leagues will resume Monday, October 12th. We have curling in Jamestown? I love to watch curling. It's fun. With registrations to be announced in September. For the time being, the walking track, Weight Watchers meetings, public skating, and ice bumper cars will be on hold, as will the opening of the cafe and lounge. Justin, no bumper cars for you right now. Yep. Further details will be coming out as they go along. For more information, give them a call at 484-2624. 484-2624, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sounds like fun. All right, and finally, no, I'm done. That's it. I thought I had more. All right, we're going to take a little break. This public service announcement is for you.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Between biking and kayaking, I think everybody owns one now in Chautauqua County, or one of the two. People have learned that, so you can't travel, go to like 49 out of the 50 states or something like that because of COVID. There's so much to explore here in Chautauqua County. You got your rivers and ponds and streams and lakes, and biking. I just mentioned the Grand Fondo. I mean, people are doing it here in Chautauqua County and loving it. So participate, enjoy it. Take a moment to appreciate what we have here in Chautauqua County. And speaking of appreciating, my guests are finally ready to join me here. We've developed a series called Chautauqua Strong and Healthy last month or two, and I suggested that those people that were going to be involved with those shows come on this show so we can talk a little bit in depth about what you all are going to see in the weeks to come. It's part of a program to help bring services to folks that are kind of stuck at home right now or can't meet in groups because of COVID. So with that, I want to welcome to the show Irene Terreberry and Dr. Ann Servoss. So good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
You've been waiting and watching me stutter and stumble. See, I told you, this is live TV. Anything can happen on this show. You just never know. So you were part of this bigger project, I guess you'd say, that involved cooking and exercise and Tai Chi, right? So what was your calling for this to be part of that project? Did Office for the Aging contact you? So was that Marian Spanos? Or?
Yes.
So what was the thought behind it, Irene?
She had called one day, a couple of months ago, and was telling me what she thought would be a really nice project in collaboration with you. And the purpose of it was to get elderly senior citizens out because, you know, they couldn't, I mean, staying active,
right.
because they couldn't go out anymore, okay? And she knew that they had to stay busy. So she asked if I would be interested in doing a video, you know, of the Tai Chi. And I'll tell you what, I was so excited because I was so bored from the COVID.
It had nothing to do with working with me?
Oh, no.
No.
But it gave me a purpose, and I love Tai Chi, so I said yes. And then, of course, I contacted Ann because she is my co-teacher.
Okay.
And we decided it would be a really nice project, so that's how we started.
Okay. So that's sort of just the framework that we're working in today, is that we developed this whole programming to help folks at home, and today we want to delve into Tai Chi and also learn a little bit about who you are. So Irene, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what you've been doing for the last few years.
Okay, so I'm born and raised in Jamestown.
Okay.
A little bit about myself, let's see. For a little while, I worked for a domestic violence organization. I was involved with mental health, trying to get a mental health association started, and that's really how we came back in contact again. But mostly, I was, you know, my main job. I was a social worker for a long-term care facility, Heritage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have a family.
Oh,
Want to do a shout out? You can do a shout out. They're gonna be watching this show. You know that.
That's okay. 3 children.
Okay.
My oldest daughter is down in Morgantown, West Virginia. She has 2 daughters.
She's tough. We're on Facebook together. She's a tough lady.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she
That's
puts it
right.
out there.
She does. My son lives up in Vermont.
Yeah.
And he has a boy and a girl. And then our youngest daughter, Ellie, lives in Saranac Lake.
Right.
And she has twins, a boy and a girl.
That's unbelievable.
So
When
it
we
is.
Watch our kids grow up. I
It
mean,
is. It's wonderful.
and I've known you for a million years, it seems, and of course your dear husband Robert. I've known for a long time too. So, okay, so let's go to our other guest. She's been very quiet. So good morning, Dr. Ann. So Ann, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I grew up here in Jamestown. Wasn't born here, but lived here most of my life. Went to school.
Where were you born?
In Kansas.
Really?
Yes.
Out in the Plains area, or?
In Hutchinson.
I don't know where that is.
Hutchinson, Kansas. It's probably one of their biggest cities. And my father was in the Navy.
Okay.
As a physician.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, Hutchinson, Kansas doesn't have any water, but they did have a big medical center there. And so he was stationed there in the Navy. And so that's where I was born.
Wait a minute, let's do this again. Your dad was a physician in the Navy, stationed in Kansas where there's no water.
Exactly. The Navy had a big hospital there.
Okay. Okay.
But no ships or anything.
No ships. That sounds like the best job in the Navy.
But then he got transferred to San Diego. He went overseas to Japan.
Okay.
And so we were in San Diego for a while, and then when he shipped overseas, my mother's family was from Garland, Pennsylvania.
Okay. We're getting closer.
Yeah, and she took the train with 3 children and belongings and came back to stay with her family while my father was overseas.
So your grandparents are from Jamestown?
No.
No.
Nobody's from Jamestown.
Okay, so how'd you get to Jamestown?
Well, when my father came back from the war, that's where he settled.
Okay.
And he's from Medina.
Okay.
Actually, he's from Shelby Basin. Up
That
there.
I don't know. I know where Medina is. Yeah.
It's a crossroad near Medina. Went to school in Medina.
Very nice.
So, and my mother was, like I said, from Garland, and went to school in Warren. So they were both kind of from this area.
Close nearby. All right. And then he had a practice in Jamestown then?
He had a practice in Jamestown.
Okay.
And so that's where I grew up. I consider Jamestown my home.
Okay. So after you grew up, what happened?
Oh, I went to school and to school and to school.
I know how that is.
And to school. And was all over the United States going to school.
What did you study?
I'm a physician.
Okay.
I'm a doctor. And so I trained in Detroit. And then I went to Stanford and to Baylor.
What's your specialty?
Psychiatry.
Psychiatry.
And then I practiced here in Jamestown for...
Irene, you didn't tell me that before she came on the show. I should have been more balanced.
I didn't, did I?
So, and I've been here
Ever since, right.
Yeah.
Do you ever get this one? I'm a doctor, and I'll be at a baseball game or something. Dr. Hamels, come over here. I go, I'm not that kind of doctor. I can't fix you.
Yeah.
But in psychiatry, though, you had to take
I went through
medical background,
school
and you had to be able to
have a medical background.
That's a lot of study. How many years were you in college?
Well, I did 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, and then 4 years of training.
Yep.
Specialty training. So
12 years?
It's 12 years.
I got 12 years of college. People say, what's wrong with you? You couldn't get out of school. So it's a commitment for sure. Well, anyways, welcome to the show. So let's talk about why we're here. So Tai Chi. So who's going to give me the description of Tai Chi? I don't want to give it. I know what it is, but okay, she's deferring to you, Ann.
She does a very nice job explaining the history.
Let's explain what Tai Chi is all about.
Well, it started out as a martial art
Okay.
many, many, many years ago in China, and it was developed for hand-to-hand combat. So that's how the whole thing got started. Now it's mostly used as an exercise program, although it's still a competitive sport, kind of like karate is. They have their tournaments and
I didn't know that.
stuff like So.
All right. So how did you get involved with Tai Chi?
Well, I got involved with it through the Office of the Aging here. I had taken a class through the Office of Fall Prevention. And they invited me to come back several times to talk to the class after I'd been through it. And then they contacted me and asked if I would be interested in teaching Tai Chi. And that was my introduction
So you hadn't
to Tai Chi.
really done anything, and now
No.
they want you to teach Tai Chi.
Exactly.
Even though you never did Tai Chi.
Exactly.
Woo!
Yeah. So I kind of got tossed into it.
You said fall prevention. Can you talk a little bit about that and why that's important?
Fall prevention, because it's a major source of problems for older people, and it's really considered almost a fatal. It's very often that a fall will end up in the death of a person. They break a hip, they end up in the hospital, they get an infection, and
It's a domino effect.
down
right?
they go.
Yeah.
So the Office of the Aging really emphasizes fall prevention. And Tai Chi is the type that Irene and I do, is specifically for fall prevention
Okay.
and for arthritis.
Arthritis.
Yeah.
So I always ask this of the Office for the Aging folks, when you say for seniors, define senior. I mean, a lot of people say, for instance, my dad would have never thought of himself as a senior till he was like 90. I mean, Dad was very youthful in his life, but I mean, do you have an age?
No.
No.
Over 50, over 60? Just
No.
whenever you're ready.
Yep. Anybody that's interested.
I want to dwell on fall prevention a little bit because to me it makes a lot of sense. How do you know when you are becoming susceptible to falls? I mean, we all trip. I mean, is there a certain, either one you can jump in anytime.
Well, your balance is off.
All right, so it's all about balance.
I mean, just the matter of going to stand up, you can lose your balance. You may catch yourself, but you notice that your balance is off.
My understanding is that a lot of times when people get up in the morning, they get up too quick, and their balance is way off. I guess it's part of the aging process, maybe? And medications.
Yes,
A lot of that is
medications.
medications.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go
And
ahead.
sometimes, as people get older, their postures aren't as upright as they once were. And so therefore they're leaning forward, and then that kind of is the direction that they're going to be falling.
Little top
I mean,
heavy.
so posture is such an important thing to help prevent falls,
Okay, so when we're talking for the next 26 minutes and 15 seconds here, we're talking about something that will assist an individual through Tai Chi that's going to help them in their future years as they grow older. And one of those areas is just one area, and I'm going to keep track of it as we go along, the benefits of Tai Chi, but balance. And I think we've talked about it a bit, but I don't think people appreciate how important that is. Till all of a sudden one day when you get up, you stand up real quick and you go, whoa, you realize your balance, it comes on you really suddenly. You don't even realize it happens. Or you bend over to get something and woo. Our body's constantly changing. Okay, so let's hold that thought for a minute. Irene, how did you get involved with Tai Chi?
because of Ann.
Because of Ann. All right, so
She
tell the story.
Well, we happened to be together one night, and she was telling us about, her involvement with Tai Chi, and that she wanted to know if I would be interested, okay, and that, you would contact Sue, or Judy, I think it was. And so it sounded interesting to me, because I kind of like, I like things like yoga, meditation, and the way she was describing Tai Chi, I'm thinking, this is something I could really like, So I said yes. And so I went to Binghamton to get certified. You do have to be certified in order to instruct Tai Chi. So that's where I went. And it was, like Ann said, it was through Office for the Aging. So we were required then to teach at least 2 classes a year, okay, if we did this training. So that's how we started teaching, to get our 2 classes a year in, but then it just grew,
Okay.
you know, by word of mouth. So we were doing a lot of classes at that point.
So, and you went to Binghamton as well?
No, I went to Albany.
So where do you, all kidding aside, I mean, is there like a special Tai Chi place?
Yes.
Yes.
What is
There's
it?
special
Yes.
Like
training.
an institute or something? Or?
Well, they're Tai Chi. I can't remember.
Organization of Health, it's a whole large
Yeah.
group.
Because I think, I asked that question because I try to think what are my listeners and viewers thinking right now. I mean, you're not going to a ashram or a temple.
No, no,
or-
no.
No.
What happened
There's
was,
no incense and a guy floating in the air.
we were at a hotel in Binghamton.
Okay.
And in order to be trained, you have to be trained by a master trainer.
All right.
And there's only 4 in New York State. Okay. And the master trainer, of course, goes through their own training, and they have to spend time with Dr. Lamb, the doctor who developed this program.
Okay.
So it's in a hotel, and you just have your regular classes, your sessions, where you learn the forms, and then you learn about the principles of Tai Chi, and then how to get a class motivated. So I mean, it was
Okay.
that was it.
So when you're being trained, this isn't like kung fu classes. This is more like an exercise program, or I mean, I'm trying to help people understand how
It's more than
is
exercise.
More than
Yeah.
exercise. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's. Go ahead. You can talk.
Well, I think the main thing for us in the form of Tai Chi, there's many different forms of Tai Chi.
Okay.
First of all, and a lot of them have quite vigorous moves. They have kicks and jumps.
Oh.
And think like when you get into competitive Tai Chi, that's what you're doing. We follow this program that was developed by Dr. Lamb.
Dr. Lamb.
And he used a style of Tai Chi called Sun. Tai Chi.
S-U-N?
S-U-N, yep. And all of the moves in that type are very slow, very smooth, very continuous. There's no jumping and no kicking or we
Right, 'cause-
do walk, we take steps and actually move, but everything is done very, very slowly and smoothly.
Okay. Because all the Tai Chi I've seen, it's almost like you see if they're even breathing. I mean, it's so
Yes.
fluid.
Yes.
Very,
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to say painfully slow, but I mean, Americans, we're always moving fast.
That's right.
And to watch, and I've, like I said, I've studied a little bit of Tai Chi. To watch some of the videos, you'll see a group of people in China out in a park, and they are all moving like a snail, slow.
Yep, but all together.
Yes.
I think
It's
of
a
it
beautiful
like if
thing.
you've seen birds flocking. That's how I feel in a group of Tai Chi, that we all do the same thing at the same time and all move together, and it's really beautiful.
It is beautiful.
to watch.
It is.
Okay, so before we go into the forms and the principles and stuff like this, what has Tai Chi done for you so far, personally?
It's quieted me down. Not always. But I know that if I do it and I stay focused, I am calm. Okay? They call it meditation in motion. And that's really how I feel about it. You know, not every day is as good as other days, but if I can get into that fluidness and stay focused and mindful of what I'm doing, it really is like meditation. You feel very relaxed when you're finished.
Okay, and Ann, how about yourself?
But energized.
Yes.
That's the part. I've done a bunch of different exercise programs, and usually I'm tired at the end. Tai Chi, I can do Tai Chi for quite a long time, and I feel very relaxed and yet very energized when I'm done. I'm ready to go do things
Okay, so
rather than take a nap.
all right, so this is true confessions from the doc here. So in wintertime, we're all kind of holed up in our places, and it's 30 below zero, and the dog doesn't want to go out. I don't want to go out. So a few years ago, I thought I had seen Tai Chi somewhere or other. I don't know where. And so I found this video on YouTube. So I bring it up, and I go into my own little world. I put it on the screen, and I go through the various forms, as you call it. And it was good. It was good. And I remember my dad was in his 90s, and said he was a little wobbly on his feet. And I remember saying to him, Dad, if you want to work on your balance, stand up and put your hands in front of you, and that'll help you with balance. And he looked at me like I was nuts. And he did it. He says, you're right. It's just where you place your body. Actually, hundreds of years it's proven it does work. And so I do it sometimes. I'll be outside and I'll just kind of do some of the warm-up movements and things like that just to loosen up my body after playing in music or doing something strenuous or whatever. I find it just loosens up all my limbs and then you said you feel energized. We haven't talked about Chi.
Right.
Let's talk about
That's
that.
the
Who wants to talk
energy.
about Chi?
That's the energy. Go ahead. You can talk. I'll jump in.
You're doing fine.
Well, Qi, that is the Chinese word for internal energy. And they believe that there's a center of that, and that's what we call our center of gravity. And they call that the Dantian. That's the center of Qi in your body, and it goes throughout your entire body, and there are certain places in your body that are connecting places, and those are often the acupuncture points.
Right.
So Tai Chi is to build energy, to build your internal energy, and that's what I mean in terms of when I finish, I feel that. I feel energized. My body feels very much alive.
And it seems so counterproductive to Western ways that
Yes.
people want to get out and run hard, they want to do weightlifting, and that's fine. I mean, everybody has their thing, but Tai Chi is none of those.
No, the biggest difference in Tai Chi is that the even if it's the more active Tai Chi, not the
Right.
Sun style, but is the connection between the mind and the body. And that's what is lacking in our Western. I mean, like you'll see somebody running as fast as they can on a treadmill,
Right.
and they're watching a TV show while they're doing it. It's like you try to not think about what your body's doing, and Tai Chi is just
It's connecting.
Just the
the
opposite.
exact
Holistic
opposite.
Just the
approach.
You're
opposite.
totally focused on where your body is, every position, every move you make. And I think that's why it works so well in terms of your balance.
Yeah,
You're
falls.
constantly aware of where your position is. And the other thing that is so important in Tai Chi is that if you cannot do one of the forms, you visualize yourself doing it. And this now is similar to what people in the Western culture do also, like musicians, and they will, in their mind's eye, see themselves playing an entire
Absolutely.
concerto, or a runner will envision running that track and see it, and because there's so many studies that have been done that show that just visualizing something activates the same centers in the brain that control all your muscle movements.
Right.
And so that can build muscle power without
Amazing.
actually moving.
Okay.
That's something that's different in Tai Chi, and we focus on that.
Okay.
If you can't do something, you just
Visualize.
visualize
It's
it,
amazing.
imagine it in your mind's eye, see yourself doing it.
Okay, let's hold that thought. We'll be right back. Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. My guests today, Irene Terreberry and Dr. Servoss, and we're talking about Tai Chi that you can do right at home, and we'll talk a little bit more about how that's possible. If you have a question for my guest or myself, or you have an announcement, a birthday, an anniversary, whatever, give us a call at 753-5225. Again, 716 753-5225. If you have an announcement that's coming up, you can email us and you can text us. You can go to the website. There's a million ways you can get a hold of us through social media. They're popping all that stuff up on the screen as we talk. So don't be shy. If you have a comment or question, give us a call. Brady will take your call and get it over to me in my earpiece. So, again, this is a little foreign to people sometimes here in the West. One of the things that I remember about doing Tai Chi, in the privacy of my own home and the dog, was parting the horse's mane.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay?
yeah.
And I remember doing I think it's the crane, where you, I completely agree with you when they say visualize you're holding a ball. I could feel that. I mean, right now I can visualize and feel that. So let's talk about the forms and the principles you mentioned. So however you want to do it. Oh, we got a phone call. Before you do that, hang on. Forms and principles will be right back. We got a call. Good morning, caller. Are you there? Hey, all right. They're having a chat. She'll get to me in a second. Oh, no, here we go. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. This is Linda Spalding. Good morning, Irene. Good morning, Dr. Ian. Good morning, Doc. I'm really enjoying your presentation about Tai Chi. I've been doing it for many, many, many years.
You have? You
Yes.
never told me that.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, it's a wonderful exercise. I was introduced to it at a conference in Albany, and the director of the Employment Services in Albany for the New York State Office for the Aging would have the Tai Chi exercises at 7 in the morning.
Woo.
That's when we started doing it. We had to assemble before 7, and it's a wonderful exercise.
Linda, do you ascribe to a certain style?
Well, amateur.
Well, they mentioned Sun, S-U-N. Is that the style you do? The real slow motion one?
Yeah, I do the slow motion.
Okay. And what's the benefit to you?
It helps me with my balance. It's relaxation. It is kind of like a form of meditation. I was surprised to hear that it was originally designed as a form of combat. Yeah, well, I can see where that would be good because, you develop your, physical skills and balance and body movements. I can see where that would be very beneficial.
I hear a commentary in the background. Which one's that?
Well, Dickens, he doesn't practice Tai Chi.
Or the law of silence.
I wanted to mention that we have people going back to their work sites, and there are openings, and I am getting requests for jobs, and I'm looking for those farmers who are looking for something else to do. I've got some great outdoor jobs for you.
Like what?
Well, for Chautauqua County, we always have openings for transport aid with carts, and also to drive for Meals on Wheels and the adult day programs. Also, I have 4 wonderful jobs in Cattaraugus County at the stop right outside of Olean, and these are jobs off of the program. They would start with me, and then they would work there. If you know of anybody in Cattaraugus County, it's with the state Green Thumb program.
Oh, cool. All right. And so we had the number up on the screen, but for our listeners, how about give us that number, Linda?
It's 753-4471. Dickens is having trouble enunciating. There are other services besides the Senior Employment Program with the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging, and besides what I do, but the number is on the screen, 753-4471.
Linda, did you guys change your name?
Yes.
So
I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. It's Chautauqua County Office for Aging Services.
Okay, it's going to take me a while to get used to that one.
Yeah, that's tricky. You have to remember to forget the instead of saying Chautauqua County Office for the. You eliminate the.
Doggone.
Chautauqua County Office for Aging. Eliminate the.
For aging.
And then services.
Okay. Was there a reason for the change?
People change their names. I know people that have completely changed their identity and gone to the Cayman Islands.
Well, they had good reason to, probably. Okay. So, the weather's still nice out there?
Oh, it's glorious out. I wish we could have this forever. And the days earlier, like yesterday and Wednesday and Thursday, it was just perfect.
It was. It's been great. All right, well, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for calling in.
All right, and thank you, ladies, for your discussions on Tai Chi.
All right, and we're going to continue on here.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank
Lynn.
you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
So
yes,
can
you're
I
in the
go
front
back?
row.
Okay.
You don't have to raise your hand.
Go ahead. I just want to go back to something that you had said, when you were doing Tai Chi and it was very slow. And I would say that students that we've had through the years, for some of them, that's been the most difficult thing to get used to. It was the slowness of it, but that is really, that and the principles. You keep those principles slow, and that is what happens to prevent falls,
Let's touch on the principles.
So
what are some of the principles?
Well, all right, the principles, they go, everything's slow. 3 categories. One is movement, one is body structure, and one is internal. So we incorporate one principle every class, and the first one is the movement, and that's what Ann was talking about, those slow, fluid, continuous moves, being really focused on the slowness of that. Did you want to jump into that?
Well, that really helps build muscle tone. It looks easy, I guess, but when you actually try to move very, very slowly,
easy.
It really gets to the muscles. So.
The next one is your body structure, and we talked a little bit about that, having your body upright, so that you're not leaning forward, which gets your momentum going forward, but leaning back hurts your spine, But really what's important is your weight transfers. That's a big deal with trying to prevent falls, and that's a principle.
All right, what do we mean by weight transfer here? Being
aware of exactly where your weight is. So if I'm going to put my weight to the left leg, I am totally aware that I am shifting my weight to the left leg. And then I pick up my right foot, totally aware of that, and come down heel, toe, transfer weight, And that's a hard thing to do too, but once you become comfortable with it, it really, again, prevents falling because you are aware of where your foot is and where your weight is. And the last thing, of course, is internal, and that's, being focused, being mindful, and then being relaxed. When you're relaxed, it's easier for you to move. You're not uptight.
Rigid. Stuff.
But the whole purpose, I think, the whole purpose of the Tai Chi and the principles is that you want to carry these principles over into your everyday life, especially if you're going to be working towards balance and preventing falls. You want to, take these principles and fit them in to your everyday life. So if you're at the grocery store, you're aware of where your foot is, It just becomes part of your everyday.
And let me interject, slow down.
And
slow down. There's never, unless there's a reason, just slow down. We just seem to be zooming all the time. I mean, I'll see people in the grocery store, it's like watching a car race. It's like, slow down, relax, breathe. One of the things that I remember with Tai Chi, and I think you do this in your program that we're going to be eventually seeing, not today, but on the air, is warm-ups. And there were some things that I've done that I still do, and it's called tapping. You ever do that?
Where you tapping?
You tap
Yeah.
your kidney and your shoulder, and you go back and forth. I'll tell
We've
you,
done that.
I do that a lot, and it's amazing. You would not think that doing something as simple as that would be of any use to you. It just seems like it wakes up my body. Forms. What do you mean by forms?
Those are the moves themselves. And since it started as a martial art, many of the names of the forms are martial names. Like there's a parry, punch.
Oh.
That was obviously what was used in the hand-to-hand combat before they had weapons, I guess. So each form has its own name and its own set of moves.
How many forms are there?
Oh, there is an unlimited number of forms.
So this goes back hundreds of years. I think it's like at least 400 years.
Oh yeah, it's way back. It's way back before 400 years.
Well, I saw 1580s. There was something I read. So these forms, the ones I've seen, seem to be based on nature. There's some that are martial arts and so forth. So the ones I've seen are usually something to do with animals and water and air.
Yep. Like you said, parting a horse's mane, riding the tiger,
Yeah. The crane.
the crane.
Right. And so, if I'm not mistaken, what you're doing is you are actually envisioning, let's use the horse's mane, where you're eventually getting to the horse and you're slowly, I don't remember the exact form, but you're moving the horse's hair,
Yep.
right?
You separate the
And then with the
horse's
crane,
hair.
I think you are actually trying to stand like a crane still, but you work up to all those moves slowly. We're down to 2 minutes. So how would people learn more about Tai Chi once COVID is over or now? They're going to see, we're going to watch it on TV eventually because that's all being finalized and produced here. It's going to be on channel 1301 Spectrum. So how do they get a hold of you or whatever?
The best way to really learn Tai Chi is to take a class.
Okay.
And take a class from somebody who is certified in teaching Tai Chi. Obviously, you can do your DVDs, you can get books, but to really understand and learn the Tai Chi
Oh,
forms,
absolutely.
take
I
a
wish
class.
I could
So-
take a class.
Yeah.
Where do you hold these classes?
Irene and I teach a number of classes in Tai Chi, and we teach at the Real Life Church, and that is on 2nd Street in Jamestown. It used to be called the Emmanuel Lutheran Church, and then for a while it was the Tree of Life Church,
Okay.
and now it's called the Real Life
Okay.
Church. And that's where we teach. And we teach twice a week for an hour in each session. And we have it set up that we start with the very basics.
Okay. Is there a cost?
No,
Is there equipment they need?
no.
No,
What could be better? No equipment,
That's
no
right.
cost, and it's free.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a commitment.
Right.
And that's what we
That's-
do ask,
Yeah.
is you make a commitment if you're going to really gain anything from this.
Okay.
you
There's a
have to
commitment.
come
Right.
twice a week,
Okay.
and we run an 8-week session.
And there's a website or email address you said we could use?
Yes,
Okay, what is it?
it's all little letters.
Yeah.
Tai Chi with Ann and Irene 100, the number 100, at gmail.com.
Wow. Okay. Gmail. All right. So if they want to get a hold of you, they do that. And one more time, give that email address one more time.
Tai Chi with Ann and Irene.
All one word.
All one word, all small letters. Then the number 100
That's connected to that.
at gmail.com.
All right. We're running out of time. See, and you still want to talk, don't you? See, I told you you would have enough time. Folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guest today has been Irene Terreberry and Dr. Ann Servoss, and we've been talking about Tai Chi. And if you want to check it out, go to Tai Chi with Ann and Irene 100 at gmail.com. And we're going to do this all again next week. Remember, this show is on YouTube, so if you want to reference and look back and find out information, it's going to be out there real soon. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Keep wearing those masks. And we'll see you next time. Take care. That's it.